On March 14, 2023, Chinese regulators instructed interdealer or money brokers to suspend their data feed business because of data security concerns. So as a result, many of these direct data feeds, especially those involving indicative pricing, just like ours, were paused while these firms worked through an updated approval process and new delivery frameworks. Well, it was a blessing in disguise because TPSITICO then became an approved vendor of the data, and it meant that we can take the feeds directly from them. TPSITICO is really China's first money broker in China itself, and it was founded over 20 years ago. That was exactly on the 20th of December 2005. And this joint venture happened between Talit Pribon, which is now the TPICAP Group, and the Shanghai International Trust. And between these two strongholds, they provide a deep liquidity, market expertise, and a broad coverage across multiple asset classes in the onshore market. And this included brokerages in FX, money markets, bonds, and derivatives. Well, just like any interdealer brokerage data, the TP-Citico data is really used across the full spectrum of financial institutions. So they're used by banks, they're used by security firms, asset managers, derivative desks, risk teams, even downstream data vendors to obtain real interbank over-the-counter pricing for use of trading, valuation, risk management, and compliance across China's fixed income, money market, FX, and derivative markets. Sumscope FRD really refers to the China bond fundamental reference data. So it's a data set that provides reference and fundamental information needed to fully understand and the structure and the characteristics of these onshore Chinese bonds. So while TP-Citico delivers the indicative market data side, which is transparent, market reflective pricing and trading insight that's sourced directly from the Chinese interdealer brokerage, the Sumscope on the other side offers the reference data layer that sits underneath these prices. So TP-Citico data tells you what the market is doing today, whilst the Sumscope FRD tells you what each bond is so that you can understand and use those prices effectively. The fundamental reference data turns your raw market prices into actionable insight. So without it, the investors can't really confidently analyze or compare or value these onshore Chinese bonds because all they get are pricing. So it really makes it a critical foundation for an informed investment decision. It's really a whole big set of 76 fields, but typically what's critical would be your reference identifiers, so things like your ISIN, the company name. It also provides sector classifications, local ratings, and bond characteristics. So we talk about, is it a fixed rate? Is it a floater? Are there any optionalities involved in the instrument? Looking ahead, access to onshore Chinese market data is really only going to become more stable and more transparent. With the new regulatory framework in place and our direct delivery model fully approved, clients can now rely on consistent access to TP-Citico's indicative data, something that wasn't always guaranteed in the past. And for global investors, this means clearer insight into a real onshore market activity with better pricing and transparency. And the ability to reconnect to the data sets, because remember, they lost it in 2023, means they may have paused during this regulatory transition. So when you pair this market data with the reference data layer from Sumscope, investors can then gain much more of a complete view of the China bond market. So it makes their analysis, valuation, and risk management significantly stronger. So overall, we expect accessibility to keep improving. And as more and more the China markets open and making it much easier for offshore investors to come in, that will ultimately open the door for a deeper global participation in China's financial markets.